That works.
All right, we're live.
I think we are now.
Yep.
Yeah, that works. Not too bad for my first time. I had never done it before. Last time I was just the fourth wheel in the car, guys. Just joined up last.
Okay, do your big intro, bro.
I wish I had songs. I wish I had music. Do. Yeah. But what's going on, Puck? What's going on, everyone? Rob and Bleacher Bums Game and Anthony here, and we are going to try to give you guys some semblance of what's going to happen in 2021. Now, if you listen to me very long, then what you got to do is take your piece of paper and flip it totally upside down. That way, whoever I pick first will be last, and whoever I pick last will be first, and you got a good chance of winning in Vegas. Welcome, Anthony. What's going on, my friend?
Living the life, buddy. Getting ready for some baseball. Got my favorite post work and workout drink here, so we're set to go.
Yes, sir. Tribe fan, Philip Reynolds, G-Puck's all here.
Yeah.
Welcome each and every one of you. Keith White here.
Did you get your game yet? Actually, probably be tomorrow, Keith, I think. Tomorrow or Friday.
Yeah, he got in touch with me, and I got in touch with you when he said, I can't find any of it. I can't find any of it going on. That's when I got in touch with you about that. And you must have been running low on something or something. I don't know exactly what happened.
That's the supplier I get my game boxes from. They took them like 8 weeks to get me the order. It usually is about 4 or 5. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
They blame COVID. What's up, Sean?
Yeah. Sean, definitely shoot us up there as far as how's your mom's doing, too. Sean's mom is in what do you call it? Somebody help me out. Hospice, yes. And she's actually at home now. She's staying at home, said she actually was more comfortable staying at home with family. And that makes sense. That makes total sense. And I just told Sean, he's just got to be 17 going on 30 now for the next little bit while his mom's going through a bunch of stuff. Darius, well, this is lame. I am out. Bye. Wow, Darius not happy tonight. Oh my goodness.
Haven't even started yet.
Yeah, the lame.
It's bad when you piss people off when you haven't started. Yeah, hey, positive vibes to your mom and your family too, Sean.
Yes, sir. She's doing better, eating a lot more. That's good. That is a real good situation there. Everybody sent birthday wishes out to Darla. I want to tell them thank you very much. Yeah, her birthday is on Valentine's Day, and she got a lot of folks out there that said happy birthday to her. Now, guys, hey, let's go to the chat, and I'll tell you what. Which division would you like for us to start with? Would you like for us to start American League? Any of them? National League? Any of them? You just let us know. We'll start where you want to, and we'll come back. Darius says, I asked Sean. Where would you like for us to start? Where's the boxing match, says Rob Phillip. We can start AL or we can start National League. Either one. Somebody shoot.
Let's start at AL East.
All right, let's start AL East. AL East. Give me your basement. Give me your basement team.
So what I did too is I got the you know what Pacoda is, right, Rob? Through my baseball prospectus, where they go through and simulate records. Yeah. So I've got those handy as well. So I'm going to go. This is what Pacoda says. It's going to be Yankees with an 81% chance, then Rays, Blue Jays, Red Sox, and last place Orioles. So I agree with them somewhat. What the basement for me definitely is the Baltimore Orioles, who are in the perpetual rebuild mode. Pacoda has them with a 0% chance to win the division, and I disagree with that. I think it's actually a minus 8% chance to win the division. And They just don't have anything, honestly. you know?
No, they don't. How about the top floor? You said the bottom floor, you agreed with them. How about the top floor? You agree with that?
The only disagreement I have is with the Rays and the Blue Jays, and I think the Blue Jays are going to come in second. I think the Rays and Jays are going to go down to the wire for a playoff spot. Yeah. I think the Blue Jays, with what they've added, and I think the key piece, I know Springer's the big signing, but I think Simeon is an even bigger signing because
how about Snell? How about Snell leaving?
That definitely hurts him. The one thing with the Jays, they have so much depth, though. They have so much young talent in the pipeline but that's a big blow. I mean, they're losing their ace. So yeah, that hurts for sure.
Yeah. And he was with Tampa, right? Blake Snell.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that right there has got to hurt Tampa. I mean, Tampa, what were they coming off 2-3 years ago winning the championship, and now I think they fall back to earth somewhat. You know, I like the Blue Jays. I don't know why I do, but I really, really like the Blue Jays this year. The Yankees, look, they have a murderer's row when healthy. But when have they been healthy to 1 through 9 without at least 2 or 3 of the big cogs out? You know, all those guys.
Here's 2 things with the Yankees. One, I've never got the off-season conditioning, especially with Judge and Stanton. Stanton looks like a Greek god, but you don't win baseball games because you're a bodybuilder, right?
Yeah.
And I know Judge this season has he's quit lifting the way he did before, and he started to do more yoga. And when you're that big, I mean, shit, he's 6'8", 284, 280.
Something like that. I know he's been playing a lot of golf too.
Yeah. And when you generate that much torque, you have to be flexible. And so hopefully yoga keeps him in the lineup all season. We'll see. Yeah.
And hey, look, LeMahieu, the signing just happens. To me, that's a top 5 signing in all season with all the teams. DJ LeMahieu, look at the numbers, guys. I mean, what was he, like 365 average last year?
Mm-hmm. Now he's going to get on base on top of the order. Doesn't strike out much. The only thing really missing, he's not an elite power guy, but you know, they've got enough sluggers in the lineup. The 2 things that worry me with the Yankees is their entire lineup is right-handed. When have you ever seen a great Yankees team without a left-handed bat to hit that short porch?
And they wanted Gregorius back. They tried. They made an effort to get him. I don't know how much of an effort they tried to get him for, but they made the effort to try to get Gregorius back. But, you know, Bruce is going to be a big cog in that lineup now. He's got to be.
Well, I think that's why they picked him up, because outside of Jay Bruce, the only really left-handed stick they had was Tauchman. And Bruce gives them some power to go to right field. But, yeah, that's a little bit of a concern. And then, you know, Garrett Cole is a top 3 pitcher in all of baseball. And then after that, you've got a lot of potential, but question marks, because Taillon and Kluber are coming back off of injuries. They haven't pitched really to any extent since 2018. Severino's out until midseason with an injury too. So if Taillon and Kluber can revert to their 2018 form, Yankees will be solid to win that division.
Yeah. But aren't they the ones that had Ottavino in the bullpen? Did they have
Ottavino's gone too now, and so is Tommy Kahnle. So
and do we even offer you a towel for Greg Bird, because you lost Greg Bird now? See,
I wouldn't deplete your towel supply for Greg Bird. I'd give you some of my towels to take.
So me and you, actually, I think we have it different. I like your Blue Jays first, but when I say that, look, 98 and 96, 98, 97, I think we're splitting hairs is what I think. But I think the team that comes back down to earth is Tampa. I don't think there's no way they win 90. You?
90? No.
No, I don't think so either.
I think there'll be
85 is a stretch. I say 85, 86 is the best they do.
Well, Pacoda's got them at 86, and I think that's about right. They've got them at 86, Blue Jays at 85, and I think that might be switched. I think the Blue Jays can get 87, 88.
Yeah, I actually like I say, I think your Blue Jays are 93, 94, maybe even 95 win team. I think they're going to play really well. If the Yankees stay healthy, if the Yankees get their starting pitching right in order, they win the division. But that's question marks. And I really think going into the season, I like the Blue Jays better. I think both of them are playoff teams. Tampa's not going to the playoffs. My Red Sox, 74 wins maybe. What do you think?
I think they could touch 78 to 80. They still have a great lineup. I mean,
they got hitters, but they got a lot of guys that can knock it around the loop out there. Bogarts, which I've told people already, I say July 1st, he is no longer a Red Sox. I don't think he will be. I think you'll see him in a White Sox uniform before the season's over with, if they play to their potential. That's the thing, though. We don't know how they're going to all come out the gate. Baltimore is a team that usually comes out the gate hot. They're the team that I don't care if you pick them to be the worst dog on the block, they go out and play and win 12 out of 15 to start the season. Then they blow 25 out of 30 in the next few weeks. So
I'm not looking for them to do that this year. No,
I don't think so either. I really don't. I think that would be very, very tough. If Baltimore wins over 5 games in a row anywhere this season, I think that would be a stretch. I really do, because that's counting on 5 starters in a row to pitch really well for you, getting the bullpen, and getting all the hitting, especially when you've got the ultimate anchor on any team playing for you at first base, and it can strike out 225 times.
Davis.
What's his name? Yeah, Davis. Yeah, the ultimate anchor. I know a lot of people.
They have Trey Mancini back, and that's actually a good story out of Baltimore, because he missed all last year fighting stage 3 colon cancer. So he's back, which is a good story. That's probably the most heartwarming thing that will come out of Baltimore this season.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But, the one thing I was going to say about the Blue Jays, the Springer move was huge, but getting Simeon to play second, and they can move Biggio to third now, which takes care of a need they have. So their infield, Guerrero, Biggio, and Simeon, it's solid.
Yes. And they're not bad gloves. I mean, they're not iron-fisted gloves, so they're good. So, if they get to timely pitching, they're going to be very, very tough to beat. It's going to be tough. I think that's going to be the best, obviously the best in the American League, but that's one of the best divisions in baseball right there, is that American League East.
I think so. I think in terms of parity, maybe the National, I'm not saying National League East is the best, but they have parity.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. But, hey, if we want parity, we'll get that when we get to the National League Central. We'll talk about that then. And then I think we've really got parity there. Let's go to the AL Central right now. White Sox, everybody loves them. Twins, they're the Dangerfield of guys. We're not getting any respect. Are the Twins number one, or the White Sox going to unseat them?
The White Sox are definitely the darling of baseball. Interestingly enough, Pacoda has the White Sox finishing with only 83 wins in third place behind Minnesota and Cleveland.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't agree with that at all. I think that's way off. Lucas Giolito, he's easily a top 10 pitcher in baseball. He could probably flirt with the top 5.
Didn't he pitch a no-hitter last year?
Yeah.
Giolito? Yeah. Yeah. So anybody, I don't care who you are, if you're able to pitch a no-hitter in the major leagues, you've got to stuff. It's just a matter of whether you got it between the ears or not. But Giolito, he is a fun guy to watch pitch too.
Giolito's got great stuff, and he He's a good guy in the clubhouse too. Good community guy. And the other thing with the White Sox, I think that helps them is having Grandal behind the plate, because they've got Lance Lynn and Dallas Keuchel too in the rotation. Then after that, a couple of young guys, and then the big wild card for me with Chicago is Michael Kopech. He touches 100 miles an hour, so if he can come back, it gives them a pretty solid starting rotation to go with a good lineup. They're solid at the corners with Abreu and Moncado. Tim Anderson is a solid shortstop, and then they've got Jimenez in the outfield. So they've got the pieces to make a run, and I don't see them finishing third at all for sure.
How much is McCann's loss going to hurt this team? I said that was the one piece. To me, I didn't think they could afford to lose. I really thought they were either going to get Real Muto or going to get McCann. Well, who they've got's good, but man, oh man, James McCann. What do you think? Does he being gone make them? Or do you think they're going to win just the same without him gone, or do you think it's his presence is going to hurt? It's going to hurt them.
Maybe in terms of calling a game, but I think Grandal is not that much of a drop off behind the plate, honestly. So
how about his offense? How about his offense, Grandal compared to McCann's offense?
Grandal is going to be a guy that hits 250, 260. So
he won't have quite the offense that McCann had.
He's there for his defensive capability.
Yeah, and we'll get to it when we get back around to the National League East. I've always said I think that's your number one thing when you're a catcher is be able to catch the ball and get it to second base and wherever.
I've got to answer a chat question.
All right, go for it. Yes, sir.
Shit, I lost where it went.
Who wins in the 40-yard dash?
Rob
Anthony. Oh, that's Anthony. That's Anthony by far.
I'll agree with that because I was very fast when I played football. So yeah, I think I could still at least run a 5-second 40-yard dash at almost 60.
Now, if I would love to have raced him when we were both 18. I was 5'7", about 135 when I graduated high school, and
the growth spurt after high school.
Yeah, but they even wanted me on the track on the 100. I could run, but I asked Rob for his autograph, and he told me to pour Gatorade down my pants. He said he saw me earlier. He saw me somewhere I didn't see because I've been here all day long. Catchers are not sought after like they used to be. I don't know. Certain teams, I think a lot of teams think they can grow their catcher, and that's what they like to do. I know the Braves have always liked doing that. They never liked going outside the organization.
I think with catchers now, their place in the game is more how well they handle a pitching staff and call a game, because you used to have weak positions in middle infield, shortstops, really not good hitters, and now you've got some great offensive shortstops. So if you're going to lose offense behind the plate's probably the best place to lose it if you have
because back 25, 35 years ago, the center fielder was all defense. He had to be fast, cover the alleys and everything. Now you got center fielders can hit 30 home runs. So
King Pete's a fan. Eloy Jimenez will hit 50. I think he can touch 50. So who do you think in the American League are potential 50 home run hitters?
Myself?
Judge if he can stay in the lineup for more than 60 games.
Yeah. Judge. I don't think anybody else on the Yankees can hit 50, but Trout has such a level swing, though. I don't know if he's capable.
Trout can maybe 40, 41, 42.
Yeah. I'm not sure anybody else in the American League. Where did my man? We were talking about him the other day. The one. Oh man, he played for the Rangers for years. Played out in the outfield for him. Somebody help me out, guys.
Hamilton?
Huh?
Hamilton?
No. He's right-handed stick. and was hoping to get on somewhere to play DH. Nelson Cruz.
Oh, Nelson Cruz. Okay.
Nelson Cruz. I still think he can hit 40 home runs. Now he's got to stay healthy. And how old is Nelson Cruz now? He's got to be
35, 36.
Yeah, I'll even help us out here. I'll do that real quick. Nelson Cruz's age. Nelson Cruz age. I'll get that real quick.
40 years old.
40. He's 40.
Yeah,
he's 40. July the 1st, he'll be 41. So that's that. Before we came on here, me and you were talking about different people, and we're like, some of them like Jay Bruce, for instance, out here in chat. Tell me how old Jay Bruce is, guys. You know, Jay Bruce was playing when I was a kid. See, shit, I can remember when I was in grade school and I watched Jay Bruce play. But now, does anybody know how old Jay Bruce is, guys? Just shoot an answer up there to us. Darla says 42.
I thought he was close.
And King Pizza Fan says 32 or 33. Tribe Fan says 34. Old as hell like Brady. But yeah, that's what 39 says Keith White. And
32.
32. 32. He's been around forever, though, it seems like. But that's the thing. Nelson Cruz has swapped teams around a lot, too. And he really didn't jump around from a lot of teams. I mean, he stayed with the Reds and then came to the Phillies a couple of years. Now he's with the Yankees. But what's up, Randy? Randy Pendle's here with us. Well, welcome each and every one of you.
Here's my final order then for the Central. So I'm going to go White Sox and Twins in a battle, Indians third, Royals, and then Tigers, who are in a perpetual 5-year rebuild now. And the best thing you can say about them is that their attendance won't suffer much more than it did last year. So,
you know what? I actually got the Tigers finishing third, but I think all three of them. But I think all three of them suck so bad that that at the end of the season, I actually got the Rangers pulling up the rear. They needed Nelson Cruz, man. I don't think they. Where did he end up going? The Twins.
He's back in Texas, but Rangers are in the West, Rob.
Oh, that's right. That's right. Not the Rangers. Let's see. Yeah, that's right. The Rangers in the West. Let's say Central. I've got the Royals last, and I got the Tigers right on their rear end. And let's see, who have I got third? I got the Indians third.
Same.
And then I got the White Sox second, and I got the Twins winning it again. I think by 4 wins. I don't think it comes down to the last week as much. 93, 94 wins. And I think Chicago's close to 90 wins. Now,
I think the Central Division is probably the best pennant race or best divisional race in baseball, honestly.
Really. I'll get around to who I think is my best pennant race in a little while, but we're going to be talking a little while first because we're going right now to the AL West. AL West. And some changes have been around, coming out there. The Angels, they're wanting to be serious contenders. And then, the Astros, a lot of things coming off the DL with those guys. And who are you liking? Who are you liking out in the AL West?
I think at this point it's still the Astros. Verlander's out all season, but they still got McCullers and Greinke at top of the rotation. And that's the thing that's going to hurt the Angels. Right now, the Angels have freaking Dylan Bundy as their number one starter. That's not what you go to the World Series with.
Now would you have the Angels second?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, you do?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man.
Angels second, A's third, and then Mariners and Texas.
I'm going Moneyball. I like the A's. But I don't think none of these teams win 90 games. This is a division that I think if you're willing and you go out there and you win somewhere in the season, you win 21 of 23 games or something like that, get that hot streak out, there's a good chance you can win this division because you can be even at the back, even right there with the Rangers or the Mariners. But and that's I got the Rangers last. I got the Mariners fourth. I've actually got the Angels third. And
that's the thing, those three teams at top, you could almost flip them. And I think the thing to me the reason I dropped Oakland to third is because they don't have Hendricks closing anymore. I mean, he was the best closer in baseball the last couple of years. So,
but homegrown pitchers, I don't know any team that comes up with better homegrown pitchers than the A's in the last 15, 20 years. And I don't trust nothing about the pitching staff with the Angels right now. I just don't. The Astros have a proven offensive lineup. Does Springer leaving hurt them? I think it does, but I think there are bigger pieces and parts in that lineup that could hurt them worse than that. I like the A's by about probably 2 games over the Astros. I think it's going to be close, but I think 86, 87, something like that. I think maybe 2 teams finish above 500, the other 3 are below 500. But what do you think? Trout, any chance of MVP this year, or you just think they're just going to get drugged down so far by their even if he goes and hits 330 and hits 42 home runs and knocks out 105, but if they 79 win team, what do you think about that?
You'll still get votes. Baseball is the one sport where you don't necessarily have to take your team to a title to win MVP. I think that weighs a lot heavier in like basketball and football. So, it's possible. He's at least, to me, is still top 3 or 4 in MVP votes, so he could still get it.
Yeah. Somebody we didn't even mention. Who is
King Pizza fan? Rob and I are both endorsing The Rock for president in 2024. So neither one of us is running.
Oakland lose enough to drop to third, Tribe fan says. Anthony says yes.
Yeah, I think so. And again, to me, it just came down to losing Hendricks closing out of the pen, honestly.
I like their starting pitching. I really do. The Angels have another anchor named Pujols. They have got to hope somewhere along this season a Cardinals team or an Astros team or some team gets really, really hot and says, look, we need a bat in the worst kind of way. We're willing to take him off your salary because he's got one more year after here. This one, I think.
Yeah, I think they're hoping, a good chance there if they decide before the season starts to incorporate the DH in the National League. I could see an NL team maybe interested, but that's a big contract for an
it's such a huge contract, though. I mean, he's making more than Harper is per season right now. He's still making more than Harper, and I know a lot of people. I praise Harper all the time. But Pujols is not a guy that's going to go out here. If he DHs 150 games, I don't see him hitting 35 home runs anymore. I don't. What do you?
Pujols, no.
No. Even if
I think his best
23, 24 tops, even in these little small National League parks.
And 270 to 280 hitter. And his best attribute's going to be in the clubhouse, and the Angels don't really need him for that. No one needs him for that amount of money. But
no, and the thing is, he can't run. He can't run either. So that hurts.
He's a literal anchor, yeah.
Yeah, he's a roster spot. And that's something they're desperately needing now. And Anthony even said prior to coming on here live with everybody, you think the National League is going to implement the DH by opening day?
I do think so, because I think when spring training starts, I think there'll be a couple of incidents with COVID still. And I think that the Players Association is going to come back and push for it, try to negotiate it just to save arms, basically, to get an extra bat in the lineup there. So I think it'll be a common sense thing by the time the season starts.
All right. Let's stay on the West Coast. Let's go National League First off, your MVP of the American League.
Oh, geez. I don't really think there's a clear-cut favorite. I like Trout. Trout's going to do what he does every season and be up there.
I like Bregman.
Bregman's a possibility. If the Yankees, LeMahieu, even though he's surrounded by bigger names in that lineup, he's going to set the table for them. So, I think you have to consider all three of those guys. And then again, going back to the White Sox, they have Abreu and even Jimenez. So
yes. Your pick for Cy Young Award winner this year?
I'm going with my boy Garrett Cole decisively. I think second season in New York, he's going to settle in. I think he likes the pressure. So I think he's going to take the Cy Young Award. Other possibilities.
I like Giolito. I like Giolito.
I'm going to say Shane Bieber and then Giolito as well.
That's who I actually like. I like Giolito this year. We'll see what happens. But I'll tell you what, it should be fun in the American League this year. National League West. Let's pop over that way. The Dodgers are world champions. And the world is trying to push the Padres on us. They're trying to push the Padres on us. They can't push the Rockies on us anymore because they're selling the world. The
Rockies might finish last place.
Yeah, that's right. Is the Padres for real to the point that they can finish within 3 games or 4 games of the Dodgers?
They went out and made the moves like they were serious, and then LA said hold my when they went and signed Bauer. So I think the Padres actually are going to end up being the second best team in the National League. Unfortunately, the best team is also in their division.
Really?
I think it's going to be a fun rivalry because next year the Padres will get Clevenger back. And so it's, those teams are going to battle for the next 2 or 3 seasons at least. It's going to be fun to watch in the National League West.
Tribe fan, Charlie Blackmon is going to be gone by the deadline. I agree with him, but I also think he's going to the other league too. What do you think?
I'm surprised Charlie is still in Colorado, and you got to give him credit for being a good soldier. But I think he's coming down to the end of his career, and I think he deserves a shot to go to a better team, and I think he will get moved for sure.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think the Dodgers still so much. I think they're so much better than the Padres. I think the Padres have got to learn. How do we say it? I think they've got to get to close enough to the ladder where they slip down and fall 2 or 3 times before they get up there and hang on to it.
They're going to be fun. I'll tell you what.
I don't think they win 100 games though.
I don't think so either. I think they're a solid 90+ win team, but I think San Diego. I mean, they're the only game in town now in San Diego, and I've never understood why any player would not want to play in San Diego. We go there every single summer. It's our home away from home. Beautiful city. Petco Park is amazing.
Very safe. It's temperature's great, right?
Oh shit! It's year round. It goes between 60 and 80 degrees all year round.
Yeah, and the beaches are nice too.
Oh yeah, I mean we always stay in Mission Bay or on Coronado, and and I think San Diego is going to get as much support. It depends on how many fans they let in, but I think the fan base is really going to rev up, and the owners are going to continue to invest in the franchise. So I think they'll be a player for the next few seasons.
It's good to see. Even though those stupid looking uniforms, man, those uniforms look like shit. But
I don't like those old school uniforms.
I hate those damn off brown. I mean, come on, throw a little color at them, boys. Shoot a little color in them.
We were when they unveiled those at the end of 2019 in November.
Yeah.
We were actually down there because we went to the Coronado Film Festival, and they for the unveiling of the uniforms, Petco Park had about 10,000 people in it, fireworks show and everything, and they were the talk of the town. A couple of people we talked to were like,
I thought maybe he was going to say they booed the hell out of him. I didn't know.
Nah, they went crazy, man.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So
and I want to address something King Pizza Fan put in there. I'm really surprised that he says Zach Reimer division rankings #1 NL East. I don't know why we keep getting pulled down that rabbit hole. I think the last 2 seasons we thought the NL East was going to be the best division. A lot of people did. And there's parity there, like I said. I just don't see that as an elite division, though, honestly. The Mets are going to be probably potentially the cream of the crop, them in Atlanta. But I just don't see it as an elite division, top to bottom. Competitive, yes, not elite, though.
Exactly. When you're talking elite, I think you got to have 3 teams hugging at 90 wins, above 90 wins to be in the elite division, and that kind of stalls out in National League West. Oh yeah, you got 2 great teams, but the other 3 teams suck ass, man. They're just not very good.
Yeah, I think the only potential 390 win teams is the AL Central.
Yeah, and then it'll probably be 92, 91, and 90.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, but it could happen. You're right. National League Central. And
Sean, I gave the Mets props, man. Come on now.
Yeah.
As much as I'm a Yankee fan, I still gave them props.
Yeah.
You know what? Cohen's going to be a great owner, and the city needs that. So the Mets and Yankees are going to have a fun rivalry in New York from now on.
For a while now. They should. The Central Division in the NL. To me, this is one. You take the Pirates team and you set them to the side. You shake the rest of them out of a basket and just pull one out and say, oh, okay, that's 4th place. Next one, that's 3rd place. Next one, that's 2nd place. Because I've actually got them ranked. When we ranked them, 17th, 16th, 15th, and 14th. That's the way I've got these 4 teams ranked. Who you got #1 in the NL Central, though?
I think it's going to be a battle between the Cardinals and the Brewers. I think the Cubs are an absolute mess. I think David Ross is a good players manager, but I think I just don't get a good vibe from that organization in terms of the players and the ownership.
You got people wanting to leave. I mean, you still got Chris Bryant wanting to get out.
And the Cubs are shit. They're an iconic franchise,
Yeah.
So if you want to leave Chicago, then there's issues with the ownership. So I think the Cubs, and besides Hendricks, they don't have a lot of pitching. Lester's gone, Darvish is gone, so yeah, they're going to struggle, I think.
It's the same situation with Boston when they lost Mookie Betts, and Mookie Betts wanted out. You started wondering, okay, look, the people show up there. What the hell's going on? Something going on in that clubhouse. It's not working right. Now, I agree with you. With the Cubs, that's exactly the direction I got. As soon as they got the name Arenado brought over to the Cardinals, I think it immediately pushed him up to the top. That's me.
No, they're solid at the corners. Arenado and Goldschmidt at the corners. They're good. Pitching's going to be adequate. I think probably overall Milwaukee's a little better in the pen, back end of the bullpen, and maybe a little better overall lineup. But I think those 2 are going to battle for the Central.
Yeah. And we were talking earlier, somebody was talking earlier about somebody could hit home runs. Then Goldschmidt, you can put him in a cow pasture and be 600 feet and he can still hit home runs. That guy can kill it.
Yeah, he's a solid player. Now, I was really surprised Arizona let him go, but
Yeah, it's money. I've got actually the Orioles losing the most games this year, just due to the fact that they're playing in a monster division, the AL East. But is there any team out there worse than the Pirates this year?
And there's some intriguing young players, but it's going to be the same with that organization. They've got young prospects. As soon as they start to peak, they're going to trade them and just repeat the same old cycle. So, and I don't get that either. Pittsburgh, PNC Park is another park, great setting, beautiful park right off the river. Pittsburgh is a sports city too.
And,
you know,
they act like they're happy to be a AAA franchise.
Yeah.
And happy to get beat down all the time. And let me tell you something else. Last year at this time, me and Darla had tickets to sit 21 rows back behind the dugout, and we paid $58 a ticket
at PNC.
At PNC, so it's right there behind the dugout. I attempted to buy those same tickets 3 weeks ago. $184 for those seats in PNC Park. Now, when are they going to realize that even with COVID, if you can't have but 12,000 people there, you're not getting 12,000 people there if you're going to be the punching bag of the National League. I mean,
well, no.
Dodger tickets are cheaper than the Pirates.
No one's going to pay $180 to go watch a beer league softball team.
Yeah, that's it. And then pitchers you've never heard of. I mean, you got Chris Archer heading back to Tampa. He's he's like, it's sad. It really is. But yeah, I like the Cardinals and the Brewers too. I'm with you on that. The Cubs, I got them third. But this is a team I think is right close to the cliff, and they could fall off and be 20 games worse than that. The Reds, last year's darling. Everybody said this team is up and coming. They made no effort whatsoever to try to replace Bauer with anything of substance. To me, this has got to be the team that's like you're scratching your head and you're like, 2 years ago you promised this to us, or you at least told us we're going to have a team. Is there any way this year with the roster they got that they can win this division? I
don't think so. I don't think so. You know, losing Bauer was a big piece, and Bauer actually liked playing there. I follow his YouTube channel, and he had a lot of good stuff to say about there. But you know, I think it came down to two things. He knew that they weren't. You know, they made him a tender offer of like 19.5 million, and beyond that, he's all about his brand, which, you know what?
You can't blame him.
No, I mean, you have a limited window, so it made sense for him to play on one of the two coasts, and LA is close to his home. So yeah, total sense to go back there, and you know, he's getting paid.
And you can't. And anybody's watched his YouTube channel. He shows off. He's got his a lady that is his agent. And they're good friends. And
Rachel Lupa,
yeah, and they like tour cities together and did everything. And he made it look like, you know, he even went to Boston. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm laughing the whole time. I'm thinking, Boston is not throwing $30 million out for Mookie Betts and plays 160 games a year, 155. They're not throwing you $40 million or $35 million. To come out there and throw 29 times. I just don't see it.
My favorite kind of pizza is Italian sausage, mushroom, and onions. And yes, Rachel Lupa is hot.
Yeah, no problem with her, right? Exactly right.
She's got a real interesting arrangement. Most agents take a percentage, and she has a set fee that basically covers all her duties throughout the year. So I think she's got a good brand going. She's got Puig now as one of her players and a couple other guys. So yeah, I think it's
where is Puig? Where in the world is Yasiel Puig? We got to start a show.
That's like Where's Waldo show?
Yeah, but where in the world is Yasiel Puig now? Has he signed yet?
I think so. Hold on.
Okay, last I heard, I wasn't sure if he was anywhere yet. We beat his ass up on our channel. I mean, we really do. We beat him down bad on our channel. Anybody know where Puig is, guys? And don't say the bar down the street, although it could be true. I thought he was still a free agent.
He might be.
Yasiel Puig. Yasiel Puig's current team.
Here is information from Wikipedia.
While you look that up, Keith White. So Picada for the AL or the NL Central, they have it Brewers 89 wins, Cubs 85, Cardinals 81, which surprises me. Reds 79 and Pirates 61 and 101. So they've got the Brewers 55% chance to win the division.
Whoa.
Cubs 29 and Cardinals 9.
They got the Pirates winning 60 games this year.
61.
Ooh, I think that might be a stretch, but we'll see. Let's see. It doesn't say any right now. It does not see anywhere that he's playing. 2019, it said the Indians. So he didn't play last year. Did he get kicked out of the league last year?
No, I think he might have opted out, but
okay.
he's going to end up somewhere. I mean, he's kind of I think he's kind of misunderstood. He likes to win, but a lot of his teammates like him, and I think that's the key thing.
Yeah, we think he's a free agent too, Puck. I think he is too. Yeah. Puig is out hanging with Cespedes. Oh my God. Let's go to National League East. Let's go. Oh man, I had to wait to listen. I got the knife. I got to ready to go in the heart here in a second. But who's winning the division? National League East.
I hate to be that guy that goes with the sexy new toy, but I think the Mets are going to win it.
Really?
Yeah.
And do you have a Dodgers?
What's that?
Dodgers. Second, do you have the Braves?
Braves, yeah. Braves, Mets, Braves, Phillies, and Nationals.
And then the Marlins last.
Marlins kind of caught lightning. Any team for 50, 60 games can get hot, right?
Yeah.
And young players, and Mattingly is a good manager, and they just get out of their heads for that stretch. But I think they're going to get back down to earth pretty quick this year, honestly.
I'm going to actually flip some of those teams on you right there. I like your Braves. I think the Braves had the best bullpen in baseball, I think.
I agree.
Solid. And Snitker he will not ever be blamed for overpitching his starters. I mean, 5, 5.5, 6, 5 1/3, 5 2/3, 6 innings. He don't go very far with them like some of the other guys out there. And he will leave it to his bullpen. They got some guns out there in the bullpen. Ronald Acuna Jr., this is his year that he could really bomb. I mean, this is a year. Watch out for him. Ozzie Albies, Dansby Swanson. Dansby Swanson has got a reason to have a burr under his saddle. He lost his arbitration case yesterday. Yeah, he lost. And very seldom do you see a player lose their cases nowadays. It just doesn't happen. He's going to have a burr under his saddle. He's either going to be playing with a mission to play really, really well or try to get the hell out of Dodge because players are butthurt, man, when they lose their arbitration cases this close to spring training. I almost, if I were the Braves, I almost would go out there and give him the money. Just said, hey, it was $800,000 difference is all it was.
I think Swanson really doesn't get the respect he deserves. Braves are solid up the middle with Albies and Swanson and good outfield, Acuna and Ozuna out there in the outfield. Obviously, Freddy Freeman at first.
I was going to say maybe the best hitter in baseball, along with LeMahieu, Freddy Freeman. My gosh, man, he can not only hit for power. He's a constant. I mean, he's a 300 machine. You know that.
Freddie can rake, and he's actually my choice for NL MVP.
And he could do it too. The only thing that I think keeps him maybe from becoming an MVP, I don't think he's a 35 to 40 home run guy I just don't see him hitting that many home runs, and that's the one thing could hurt him. Now, will they vote for him if he bats 335, knocks in 27 home runs, and gets 100 RBIs? Sure, they should, but I think there's somebody else out there, maybe in the National League, I like even a little better. But hey, man, I'm telling you, I like my Phillies second this year. I can't get off the bandwagon with them, and they made some moves. Now, Matt Moore, yeah, a lot of people are going to say, "Oh man, Matt," but they better what they had. They have got a little bit of a pitching staff now with Nola, Wheeler, Moore, and then their bullpen has actually been worked on a little bit too, and their hitting lineup 1 to 9 stays status quo unless we go to the DH where Bruce got to bat a lot, like there. Yeah, and the team that's really fallen off the map is the Nats. And I'm actually hearing rattles of Scherzer maybe getting traded. Have you heard that?
I have not heard that, and I think that would be a mistake. I mean, that division that's another really competitive division. And again, it's not elite, but hell, 1 through 4 can all give it a serious run for first place. And to answer your question, Keith, I think, yeah, Juan Soto is definitely as good as they say. I think Juan Soto is a 40 home run guy this year and a 310 to 320 hitter.
Yeah. And that would be the difference between him and Freeman this year. If Freeman's on a team that wins 90 games and Soto's on a team that wins 77 games, that would be the difference in MVP votes too, I think.
And King Pizza fan says Scherzer to Cardinals. Have you actually heard that?
I'd actually heard he would maybe go, maybe even get dropped over to the Chicago White Sox. Is what I've been hearing. He may end up going over there. I know I watch a lot of Mid-Atlantic Sports Network, and I know they're like, we don't want to have to go through the full rebuild phase. We don't want to have to do that. And Scherzer, how old Scherzer now? 30?
I think 34, 33, 34.
I was going to say 36. It may be that. Let's see.
Actually,
Max
35.
Max Scherzer's age.
Here's a summary.
Max Scherzer's age. Say that 3 times fast. Damn.
36 years old.
36. He'll actually be 37 in July. So, you know, as much as
I think that would be a good pickup for the White Sox, honestly.
Yeah. And the thing of it is, I don't disagree with him doing it, but you got to get a king's ransom for it. I mean, you can't go out here and be like, well, we'll take 3 undisclosed picks or something like that. You got to go out and get some. I mean, even if you got to clean out their minor leagues, if they got 2 big outfielders, something, and maybe a couple of good arms, you got to get what you can get for him. And I think
Chicago still has prospects too.
Does what?
They still have prospects. The White Sox, that they
that's the thing. That could put any team over the top, having Scherzer, because right now, to me, the one pitcher I hate to see the Phillies face anytime is Max Scherzer. It would be easy to say Verlander, it'd be easy to say Kershaw, it'd be easy to say a lot of these other pitchers. But anytime I see 31 on the mound for the Nationals, I'm thinking our chances are not very damn good today. It just really aren't, because he throws filth, and even I think he's a lot better than Strasburg. I think Strasburg has come around the last couple of years, but man, Scherzer to me is just crazy good.
So KPF wants to know who our top 5 managers are in baseball.
Oh, wow. Top 5 managers in baseball. Let's see. Oh, man.
Not Cash.
What?
I said not Cash.
And and you know,
actually cashed, despite the fact he pulled Snell in that World Series game and lost. I think he actually is a pretty good manager, and I think he's part of the reason the Rays are successful. So I'd probably put him in there. Mattingly, I would put in there.
And how about La Russa?
Fuck no.
Folks, if you got your children nearby,
sorry about that.
Please hold their ears real quick like that, because once we start the La Russa talk, you guys already know how Rob feels about La Russa. I laugh about it all the time. I've always said this, and it's so mean. And anybody gets easily offended, turn your computer off for the next 35 seconds. I've said for the longest time, La Russa can't go anywhere without his little friend, pitching coach. What's his name? I think they had a hot thing going there at one time. What was his pitching? Dave Duncan. Duncan. Oh yeah. I to this day I still think La Russa and Duncan.
La Russa was a good manager, but I think that ship has sailed. I don't know. And for the White Sox, what the hell? How you're going to bring in?
That might be their downfall. That could be their downfall, having him.
He's going to go in there and totally fuck that chance up. And I don't see how he's going to relate to that team. I just don't. I think he's too far removed. What is he, 76 years old now?
Something like that. They need a younger manager that would have been brought up with them, like came through the ranks with them.
They might as well have dug up John McGraw to come back and manage.
Bobby Cox. How about that one?
I think they hired La Russa because they let him go earlier, and I just think it's a chance. I don't know. I don't know what they were thinking. I just think that was a bad hire.
Yeah, that move made no sense to me. Aaron Boone, I really don't think he's a bad manager. I really don't.
Decent.
But what do they say? When you've got that much talent around you, it's hard to mess up, but so much anyway, because my goodness, man, I'll tell you what,
I'll show you. I'll make a case for Boone being one of the better managers. Is what he did with that team when they were riddled by injuries in 2019 was pretty impressive. I mean, honestly. Because guys like Urshela, career year, Tachman, Clint Frazier, and Frazier's going to get a chance to play every day now, which I think is overdue. But yeah, they were, the only thing Boone can't fix, unfortunately, is Gary Sanchez. And I kind of hope they would have traded him and gone after JT to catch for him.
But they didn't do that.
No.
How about this one though? And I've got mixed feelings on it. Martinez in Washington, because the year they won it all, they were in fourth place or third place. I'm sorry, and they had to fight through teams. And they got the wild card, I think. Didn't they get in on a wild card?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then it was like he painted the paintbrush and just painted the brush, and it came out perfect. But definitely he had bumps in the road getting there. But it looks like he relates to players pretty well. Top 5, I don't know if he's top 5 or not, but I think he's a decent manager.
No, you could make a case for that. I mean, there's, you're always going to have talk about Madden has been one of the top guys too.
Yeah. Snitker. How about Brian Snitker in Atlanta?
I don't think he's there yet. No.
You don't think he's very? I don't know.
I think he's in Gabe Kapler territory. Not quite that territory, but close.
Gabe Kapler to me was a dunce and a doofus. Anything we had over him was better, and I like what we got now. I realize he'll pitch every arm in the bullpen every day and night, but I still like what we got better now than then. He had some success with the Yankees too. I'm talking about the Phillies manager.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he didn't do too bad.
Oh, and that's a good one. KPF brought up Jace Tingler. One thing that's kind of really out there now is the Padres, their culture, and you can tell when you watch them play, they have fun playing. So I think that's partly due to the manager as well as the personalities. I mean, Hosmer is going to contribute to that, a good veteran who's a good clubhouse guy. Tatis, obviously, he has a lot of fun playing the game. So I think Tingler is a big part of that too. And, sometimes you just have to show your players where the field is and just let them do their thing. And I think you can overmanage now. And I think that's what LaRusse is going to do in Chicago, honestly.
Now, we talk about all the good managers. Let's talk about the one you think is going to be the first to get the axe this year. The first manager to get busted loose. And to me, it wouldn't be fair to even think about cutting Baltimore's or Pirates or the Rockies. They're unloading their equipment there in front of your face. Diamondbacks. I think one of these National League Central teams that we're picking to do pretty good, the Brewers, Cardinals, if they come out the gate, I don't know, 2-12 or something, I think one of those two teams could be in some serious danger of losing their manager. Where do you think the manager? Where are they going to kind of draw the line and be like, we know we suck, and then we're going to actually get rid of your ass, that kind of deal.
I don't think you can penalize the managers in Pittsburgh, like you say, Detroit or Baltimore at this point. Texas is the same. Texas has a decent offense. Zero. They might have the worst pitching in baseball.
Yeah, and Rockies unload. Hell, maybe the National League MVP over to the Cardinals, because if he gets protected behind him with Goldschmidt, who knows what he can do? Arenado.
I really don't know who would be the first to get fired. I think
King Pizza Fan says Rockies manager. I don't think so. Even if the Rockies come out 5-15, I don't think they fire their manager. Let's see who else. I think the Reds manager will be the fire first. King Pizza Fan. Yeah, that sounds like a perfect one because but hey, anybody, if the Yankees come out 5-15, Boone's job's in jeopardy. It's just how they come out the gate, I think.
I think another one is my manager here with the Diamondbacks, Torey Lovello. I think he's one that could get the axe too. I think they underperformed last year quite a bit. Bumgarner had a terrible season, but I think he's one that's probably looking at getting the axe before, depending on how they start, obviously. But I think he could be fired.
Has he still got it in the tank? Do you really think that he can go out and win 15 games this year? I'm talking about Bumgarner.
No.
You don't think he can?
I think he's an 11, 12 game.
Can he break 500?
I think it'll be. I see him as like a 12 and 10 guy.
Okay.
I don't think he'll ever be what he was.
No, I don't think so either. I think a jelly arm is starting to catch in with him. And he's getting older too. He's really, really getting older. We were just talking about just a couple minutes ago. You're an MVP for the National League. You like Freddy Freeman?
I do.
You do, Freddy Freeman. Oh, boys and girls, I got to do it. I'm going with Harper. I'm going with Bryce. I think they have been in the same lineup now for 2 years in a row. He's got another lefty behind him in Gregorius. It all depends on how well they really perform. He was the biggest supporter for Real Muto coming back to Philly. He went public. He had balls enough to go to the Philadelphia Inquirer and say, look, we want Real Muto back, and got that whole one-page ad saying the reasons. And it was like, 104 reasons why we want Real Muto back. And the Phillies are doing it. Phillies have done everything in their power to do everything for him. It's time for him to show up. He's not a 300 hitter by any stretch. That will hurt him not getting it. I think he hits 40 home runs, though. I really do. I think he's going to hit 40 home runs. He does play in that little Cracker Jack box called Citizens Bank Park. And if they get to play 81 games there, it makes a difference. He does have a whole lot of holes in that swing. You're exactly right, Atma Brian. But Rob's on crack, says Keith. but hey, if he doesn't win it, I'm going with Acuna Jr. I'm going with Ronald Acuna. I think he could break out too and have a bomb diggity season. I think they're the second to me. I think they're the second best team in the National League, the Braves. I really do.
You think they're better than San Diego?
Yes, I do. I've actually got the Twins as sixth best team in baseball. I got the Blue Jays, Yankees ahead of them, and I actually have the Twins ahead of them right now. I think underperforming. If we're talking about a team that's supposed to perform to this level, and they're going to perform to this level, I think it's going to be the Padres.
You don't think they'll make the playoffs?
I'm not going to say that because there's so high expectations for them. I mean, a lot of publications are saying that they're going to be right there with the Dodgers, and most people's got the Dodgers winning 105, 106 games, and that still would have most publications saying they're going to win 102, 103 games. But would it be underperforming if they win 91 games? I think a lot of people would say that would be underperforming for that team.
I think underperforming, you'd have to be under 90. So that's a good chat poll. So Rob's responsible for the chat poll. So what is the more likely thing to happen? Harper winning MVP or Padres winning less than 88 games?
88?
Or 90?
Shoot me 90. I think more likely to happen. I think the Padres win less than 90, but probably neither one happens. Probably neither one. But I think Harper hits his most home runs he's ever hit in his career this year.
I think he'll hit 40, but I think he'll also probably hit 253 again and won't get it.
255, 260. But will he steal 20 bases this year?
Harper?
Yeah, you don't think so? I think he's got 15 and 20 stolen bases. Yeah, I think he's going to get some. But Atma Brian's like Harper has too many holes in his swing. Atma Brian, we got to bring you into the conversation. You just got here. He's a big Cardinal. No, he's a Kansas City guy. Do you like the Cardinals too, Atma Brian? And the Royals. The Royals. Was it somebody they picked up the other day? Who? Somebody. I was wanting to say the Royals got signed somebody the other day, but I can't recall who the Royals
did. Shoot.
They did. I don't think they re-signed their third baseman, the one that came from the Phillies. What's his name? I got his name right. Hell, Maikel Franco. I think he ended up going up north, whether it was the Twins or the Blue Jays. He went somewhere else. That's right. They got Benintendi the other day. That's right. Yeah, that's right. They got Benintendi the other day.
I actually had that on my note to talk about how you felt about him leaving Boston. So, yeah.
It's a train wreck. It's a train wreck in Boston now, and I really don't know where they're heading with that organization now. I really don't. I think this is one team that if you're talking about COVID really, really hurt them, this is a team we're talking about because they're not going in with any plan at all. They have no plan whatsoever. Like you say, if there's no way they win 80 games, no way they win 80 games. I don't think they're a 500 club. Their pitching sucks so bad, man. I mean, I think they're one of the 5 worst pitching teams in the league in all of baseball. I really do. I mean, Chris Sale can only do so much, and I don't think Chris Sale's going to be there that much longer. He's not
going to be back to start the season anyway.
No, but when he does get there, if he's healthy, I think he's going to be on the first jet somewhere else too. If Boston makes a turn on the rug in the first month, is Cora on a short leash? See, the thing is, they went to all that damn trouble to get Cora back. I mean, by all rights, he probably shouldn't even be there in the first place this time around. And personally, I don't think they'll fire him. What do you think? If let's say they come out the gate the first half.
If they had kept him last year after all that crap with Houston and that happened this year, then yeah, definitely. I think because they're giving him a second chance, he'll have a little bit longer leash, honestly.
Yeah. So you don't think 70 wins, they'll cut him loose?
No.
I don't think so either.
I think Boston will win more than 70 games anyway.
Really? Well, I said 75, maybe something like that. Yeah, they may win close to 80, but I don't think they do. They're in such a tough division, man. 3 teams, to me, I think the Rays are better than the Red Sox, and not just a little bit. I think they're at least 5 games better, maybe more than that. And then Blue Jays and the Yankees, my goodness, man, they got to play them 38 times, and they're just going to beat the crap out of them. I mean,
Yankees owned them last season and the year before too.
Yeah, the Yankees.
Brian, Whit Merrifield, do you think he is long-term KC, or do you think he's gone after this year?
Whit Merrifield, man, I'll tell you what, they got to open the wallet somewhere. They got
eventually.
Yeah,
and their outfield is pretty decent. They're pegged Merrifield and right, and then Benintendi will start in left. They still got Soler's the DH.
Yeah, they got to open it. He's a good ball player, man. He's a solid, and I've never heard anybody say he's a bad clubhouse presence either. And if you're not going to sign somebody for their overall quote unquote performance, then you better have a reason not to sign somebody. So I would say you got to sign him but hey,
well, and
we are talking about one of those teams that is paying less to their whole team than the Angels than the Dodgers are paying Bauer. Think about that, folks. Trevor Bauer is making more than 5 teams in baseball right now, which is nuts. Think about it. First off, those 5 owners should be whipped because they're not paying enough money out there to try to give the fans something. The Royals deserve better than that. They really do. They should be forking $40-45 more million out there per year. My goodness, they could be such a better team.
I agree, and I think like Brian says, I think Benintendi and Witt are pretty good corners to an outfield. I'm not sold at all on Taylor and center, but I don't know what more they're going to get right now.
Yeah, do the Macarena and chicken dance. I cannot do that without money being thrown at me. And I trust me, I don't have my wife not coming in with 2 ones. You're gonna throw them at my face. That's for damn sure. Not if I'm in there dancing. Soler might hit 50. Wow, you think so?
So Soler's got a stick. I mean, he's he can get hot. He's just going to DH most of the time this year. So I think he's a 40 home run guy for sure. And he could, if he gets enough at bats, he could get close to 50, I think.
Yeah. So
I thought the Cubs gave up on him too early, actually.
Even Caterpillar. Your Cy Young Award winner, National League. That's a tough call this year, isn't it?
Any one of the Dodgers starting pitchers.
Is DeGrom healthy?
That's the question. I think if he's healthy for a full season, I think it's DeGrom. Otherwise, I really do think it'll come off the Dodgers staff, either a Bueller or a Bauer.
Yeah, and you're no chance for Kershaw.
I don't. I think I think Kershaw's a number 3 pitcher on that team right now.
I agree with you. I got somebody up here says Syndergaard. Syndergaard's a good pitcher. Yeah. You know what?
He's coming off an injury too.
Yeah, he is.
So
you know what? I'm gonna stick with 31 Scherzer. I really am. Scherzer to me, man, he can throw BBs all year long. He's capable of doing it. He may go 14 and 11, but I still say he'll be under 2 with his earned run average. I like him this year. I hope I'm wrong because I'm hoping my Phillies finish in a playoff position, second place to I think the Braves. The Mets, to me, really, really just they've got me wondering what are they going to be? You know, what are they going to do? Is Mr. 50 going to come back and hit 50 again? Is he? You know, he's got a pretty open swing too. That's a lineup that I think if you got a lot of question marks, that's got to be it. The Mets lineup.
Yeah, no, I mean, and obviously Lindor is a big addition, and Carrasco's a huge addition to that pitching staff since they're not going to have Syndergaard to start the season. But I think there's some holes in the Mets lineup overall for sure. Probably, I mean, they've got McCann behind the plate. He's a good addition for the pitching staff. Alonso has power, but again, can he maintain that? I'm not sold on him doing that. So
Right.
And then obviously questions in the outfield too on the Mets. So.
All right. Hey, folks out there, you can give us your thumbs up or say yes or no to this. Me and Anthony we're going to leave it to you guys first, and then we'll give you what we think. How do you guys like the second base, the runner at second base in extra innings, starting in extra innings, putting a runner on second? What do you guys think about it? You like it? Like it, say yes. If you don't like it, say no. Having the runner on second base in extra innings. What do you think about it? King Pizza Fan says hell no. He doesn't say just no. He says hell no. What do you think, Anthony? Yeah, look, it's not the WWE, guys. It's not the damn WWE. It's not something that we want to see. Look, it worked out good for last year.
No, it made sense. It made sense last year because of all the cancellations. But no, I don't want to see that.
This cannot be a permanent fixture. It's got to go. I hope the Players Association in this offseason says, hell no. I hope they say, and nobody here likes it.
They do that in club softball. You know, do we really need to go there with grown ass men playing Major League Baseball? Come on.
Now let me go one. Let me kind of cut it back even further. On double headers on Saturdays, Sundays, Monday nights, whatever, 7-inning double headers. Yes or no? What do you guys think about that now? 7-inning double headers. And if it goes into extra innings in the 8th, I'm still say hell no with the runner at second. But double headers, are you guys okay with 7 innings on preferred just double header days only? Or are you saying hell no? Yes or no? Phil Daniels says no. King Pizza Fan says 50-50 on that one. So he doesn't have he doesn't say a hell no. What is the active roster size now? 27, 28?
26.
26 starting the season, yeah. I'm okay with it, Apple Brian says. Keith White says no. That's a split subject all the way around. I don't have a big problem with it in regular season. Postseason, I say 9. What do you think?
I like it, honestly, and I'll tell you why I like it, because I'm an old school throwback where I want starting pitchers to go a little further, and it's nice to see starting pitchers, even if it's only 7 innings, throw a complete game. So I'm a big fan of the 7-inning doubleheaders, and I think they can do that to shorten the season. And instead of just doing doubleheaders for makeup games, schedule some doubleheaders now, knowing there'll be 7 innings, and give the fans something back. Give them 2 games for the price of 1, like it used to be. So I'm all for it. Yeah.
MLB, do not follow NASCAR though. Okay, NASCAR. Well, we're going to start the Daytona 500 at 5 p.m. Eastern time. At 1 a.m., they were throwing the checkered flag the other day. If you're going to have a damn doubleheader, start it at noon, start at 12:30, start at 1 o'clock. Don't wait till 4 or 5 in the evening and start.
You don't need to. I mean, think about it. Even on weekdays, and I'm a big dead ball guy, but they would start doubleheaders at 2:33 in the afternoon, and and obviously the game pace was faster, but they'd be done by 7.
Yeah. So start them at 1 o'clock, especially in these dome stadiums. 12:30, you're going to get yourself good viewership because so many people are still stuck at home.
Well,
so
no one's going to drag their kid to the ballpark. I mean, that's one reason they lose young fans. Games go on 3.5, almost 4 hours, and you're at the ballpark till 11:30. Have some earlier games so kids can get into the game again. So you build a new generation of fans.
And anybody out there that lives near a minor league ballpark understands that 7-inning rule, where, all right, tonight between games, we're going to shoot hot dogs out in the stands and we're going to give away T-shirts and all that. And by the time that's over with, they're ready to start again. I mean, we don't need an hour between doubleheaders either. We don't need that. 25 minutes, get them going again. I mean, throw some lines on the field. I've umpired little league games, and I'd be the only umpire. And I'd be like, okay, now I have to draw the lines up and stuff. Okay, now I'm going to the restroom. I'm going to wipe my face off a little bit. I'm going to eat me a hot dog, come back. We'd be ready to play. Why can't he do it in the major leagues? What do you think?
I agree. And King Pete's a fan. Yes, I am a fan of his, because watching his sports talk show is like talking sports with your buddies in a bar. It's
Pat
yeah, I like it.
I'm not a big fan of him just because he got in that deal with the WWE, and he looked right in the camera and he lied to everybody. He said, "Oh yeah, and then all of a sudden he was signed with the WWE." I lost a little bit of respect for him there. I wish he would have just said, there's a difference between my show and that, but he's okay, I guess. What do you think about Cowherd, Colin Cowherd? What do you think about that
guy? Yeah, they did stick to the 3-batter rule, Keith. I'm not a fan. I was going to say something inappropriate, and I'll just say I'm not a fan.
Did they stick to the 3-batter rule last year?
Yeah.
No.
It'll be in again, yeah.
Yeah.
Which I like too.
Our minor league team in Kansas City, Kansas, is changing their name from T-Bones to Monarchs in tribute to the Negro Leagues. That's, look, I just hate seeing some of these teams that changing their names just due to fan pressure and all. And how long will the Atlanta Braves actually keep that name? I'm saying before the end of 2021, there'll be something else.
Yeah, T-Bones is a stupid name though. I'm totally cool with that, because the Kansas City Monarchs were probably the iconic team of the Negro Leagues, along with the Pittsburgh Crawford. So I think that's cool. I think that's a worthy tribute, actually. So yeah, I'm down for that. But T-Bones, geez.
Hey, how about this? King Pizza Fan says 2021 announcers for the Phillies, Rob and Anthony. So if you had a chance to have that gig, what do you say, Anthony? If they actually called you up, even if it's the Phillies, I realize it, and they told you, say, come to Philly, We got 81 games we want you to cover at home, and we're going to let you fly with the team. I've told people in here, you get me on any major league or any minor league announcing affiliate or something. Trust me, I'll have some giveaways on my channel like you won't believe.
I would love to sit in the booth and drink Bud Lights like Harry Carey did, flirt with the ball girls, and sing the seventh inning strip. Yeah, I'm all in, man.
I'll drink lemonade. I'll find and drink lemonade and be able to do like that to you between every inning. Be like, 3 more innings, and you can go home to your wife, and I can go home to mine, and let them pick our wallets clean. But hey, how many games are you planning on going to? King Pizza fan, who is that? Me or Anthony? Anthony actually lives. How far is the stadium from you? Maybe 30 minutes?
I live way west of Phoenix. It's about, depending on traffic, it's about 35 minutes, 40 minutes from my house. But my brother's got a condo downtown, so if I wanted to, we could stay down there and go to a game.
I got you. Hopefully for us,
I actually go to more Padres games than I do Diamondbacks games. So.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, do you average hit double digits a year, or a lot less than that? Yeah.
When we go to like I said, we go to San Diego every summer, so I'll catch a couple there, and maybe 1 or 2 Diamondbacks games. I don't like the Diamondbacks, especially after 2001. So,
oh yeah. So Tony Womack definitely is not one of your favorite players.
No.
Yeah, he actually went to high school with me.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he's a little bit younger than I am, but we went to high school together. You're actually looking at the starting shortstop for the team, and he was starting second baseman back in the day.
Oh, nice. You moved him from the glamour position.
Then he actually, hey, how about this? He transferred to another high school his last 2 years and played shortstop his 11th and 12th grade year. Now I did not steal 54 bases in 23 games like he did. I mean, we played 23 games. He stole 54 bases. And hey, the kid hit 6 home runs. He hit 6 home runs. And I'm like, you don't think of that with Tony Womack.
Yeah.
No, I was just that much taller than he was, and probably weighed 5 more pounds than he did. But man, he could really hit a ball. He really could. So
who's our third person in the booth? Keith wants Jessica Mendoza.
Jessica Mendoza. Let's see, who would be our third person in the booth? Whoever gets us hired, we go to your house, pick you up, and take you with us. I'm telling you, anybody can work at those magic tricks out. Rob cost the Yankees a World Series. Now Rob didn't cost the Yankees nothing. Rob wishes nothing but the best for the Yankees this year because, hey, I know my team stinks. I'm just hoping that the Phillies can come out the blocks, play a little bit. I would love to go to PNC Park. Would love to go watch a couple of games up there. We may try to slide down to Florida and actually hit some spring training games in March. So don't know yet. We'll see. Both Rob and Anthony. Anthony, who do you think this season's Final Four? I guess they're talking about basketball.
Yeah. Jeez. I really don't follow basketball.
I don't follow college that much.
I do, but it's only BYU. I start following the rest when the tournament happens. Gonzaga, I think no one's even come close to touching them this year.
Well, Baylor's still undefeated, right?
Baylor, I could see, and outside of that, I think both those number 1 seeds will be there. Outside of that, I think it will be a lower seed as the other 2 spots.
Will one of the major squads, Duke, Carolina, Louisville, Kentucky, Michigan State, will any of those teams push it to the Elite Eight?
I think Duke's having a down year. I don't think they'll come close.
Well, all those teams I just mentioned really are playing like shit. But
Yeah.
I'm just wondering if you really think there's any one of them can get their stuff together and be like, okay, if they can get to the tournament, can they win 3-4 straight? That's how, it's all it takes then, just, I don't think so myself, but I still say one of those ACC teams, Virginia.
Mhm.
Yeah, Virginia. They lost the other night by 21 though. So I was at Wake Forest beat them. We'll see what happens there, but that's definitely for another discussion another night with somebody better than me, because I really.
That's two different people actually.
Yeah. Like it's two of you other guys doing this, and we'll sit back and watch and ask you guys the question.
I could talk baseball, boxing, and football. That's about it.
Yeah, that's it, man. First off, before anybody leaves tonight, I want to show everybody what we got here going on, and we're going to have a giveaway tomorrow night. We're going to have a giveaway. Well, first off, let me get everything together here. You've got the choice of whatever you can win, guys, okay? History Maker Baseball. Lacrosse Blast.
Hey, see you, King Pizza fan. Thanks for hanging out, bud.
I appreciate it. Soccer Blast. Okay. Face to the Mat. Those 4 games. Then I've got 4 or 5 seasons of lacrosse. If you have the game, that'll be one of itself. Or 16 teams for History Maker Baseball. Some awesome teams. The 1919, 1950, 1960, 1970, 1980, 1984, 1994, and 2011 teams that went to the World Series. All 16 teams right there. We're going to have a giveaway on the channel. If you're willing to come in there and listen to us a little bit, we might play some bingo or something. I don't know what we'll do. But anyway, come join us, man. I'll tell you what. Bleacher Bums, that football game you was playing. Tell us a little more about that for a second.
Grid Zone?
Yeah.
That's and you're welcome, Keith. And I hope you enjoy the game too when you get it. Glory days. But Keith Gary Brown, he's got some really good games. Grid Zone and then Dice United, which I play a lot. Very ingenious games, actually. Grid Zone is like a football simulation 7-on-7, and it just goes to the highlight plays, and the scoring is different than regular football, but a very good football experience that you can play in like 25, 30 minutes too, which is a big plus because most football board games take an hour and a half to play, which is not cool.
We can't go off the air without talking about the genius that created this one. Now, who created this one, sir?
My wife.
Who created this game? Can you see me?
Yes.
I said, who created this game? Tell everybody.
That would be me.
Yeah. And this one right here, how many series? We got 7 weight classes out?
8, actually. 8. Featherweight's just released last weekend.
Two heavyweight sets, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
Every weight class right now is out, but flyweight, and there's 2 heavyweight sets. And I've upgraded the game box since you bought it, Rob.
Oh, okay.
This is a new game box now.
Oh, okay. Awesome stuff. And I have never told you guys ever on my channel that this was not one of my go-to games. But I'm telling you, he is coming up with some of the you're doing all of the college, all those college teams, correct? You're doing all of the yeah. So how many college teams have you got already up and rolling? I mean, like printed stuff. 50? Oh, okay. All right. Okay.
It took me like literally probably 4 or 5 hours to tweak the ratings to where I got, to rate the teams. And it takes about 15 minutes or so, 15, 20 minutes to rate a team. So I just really haven't put a lot into that. With the featherweight set out now, I want to work a little bit on my baseball game too. So I'll probably do something.
So that's my next actual game that I'm going to get. It's Grid Zone. And I'm going to actually see if I can work on the ACC teams, if I can, and kind of show you some numbers and see if you can squeeze them better and all. So
does my rating sheet make sense for you?
You know what? I've looked at it, but I've not looked at it extensively yet. So I've got to actually get it printed off. And
it's all color coded, so it should be pretty easy. But
all right. So hey, we got M. Sharver here that sent all those games to me. Dude.
Let me. Any chance you could do an update on running a box? Yeah, I'm gonna. And thank you too, by the way. After I get the flyweight set out, I'm going to do some free releases for the boxing game, trainers, and also a module to run like a career or a federation like that. So yeah, those will be coming down the road later on this year for sure.
They said Rob making the co-host uncomfortable. Shame. I guess when I throw that out there about who came up with the best game right there. So many questions, but how is the MMA game coming along?
I really haven't done a lot. The 3 games I'm working on right now, baseball, wrestling, which is going to be very similar to Glory Days boxing, and also a college football game I'm working on too.
Now, is all your wrestlers off of actual wrestlers, or are they a lot of them?
Yeah, and then I don't really like a lot of modern. It's not even wrestling. It's like gymnastics. So it's going to be based like on the 70s, 80s territory days type thing. So
okay. Johnny Valentine,
Ric Flair, Ricky Steamboat, Mr. Wrestling 2, all those guys. Yeah.
Blackjack Mulligan. Oh yeah. Hey, and you gonna try to go different territories with them and stuff, or you?
Yeah, that the sets will be based on territories. So like I'll do Georgia, Mid-South, Texas, WCCW, the Von Erichs Federation.
Yeah, Florida. You go hit Florida.
Oh yeah, CWF for sure.
I love
Memphis, Jerry Lawler's territory for sure.
Kevin Sullivan is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time because he sold it to the point where people actually thought the guy was the devil, and he was just, I mean, man, oh man, he was just so fun to watch.
Yeah, he was good. So Keith, the boxers are they're rated basically career wise, but in some cases I throw out like the outliers, like Ali fighting until he was whatever, like that last fight he had against Larry Holmes, so I'll take out outliers like that if boxers hang around too long. So it's mostly career arc based probably more heavily on prime than anything else for sure. Yeah.
Well, sir, I've held you for 137 minutes. I mean, an hour and 37 minutes hostage. It should be getting dark about where you're living at, right? But
it is dark now, and it's also my turn to cook dinner. So I'm surprised that
you haven't heard from Koshi.
There hasn't made an appearance yet to get me to cook.
And you know what? I haven't eaten dinner yet. I've been sitting there eating crackers between times. That's the reason I was trying to shut up as much as I could for you to let you talk. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. Your World Series winner is?
Geez, it's going to pain me to say it, but the Dodgers.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man. You know what? I'm going to say the Yankees. I like the Yankees. I like the Blue Jays during the regular season, but the Yankees, man, I'll tell you what, on a 7-game series, I think is really, really going to be tough to beat. I think it's going to be Dodgers-Yankees, though, and I think a lot of folks will be glad to watch those two teams in the World Series.
What'll be fun is a matchup of Trevor Bauer and Garrett Cole, since they have a history in the World Series. That would be fun to watch.
Yeah, it would be if they do get matched up, if they do match them up. But if Cole matches up against Bueller, that won't be bad either.
No.
Now both of them will be very, very fun to watch. Arnold Hunter says in Mets, hey dude, I tell you what, I'm going with the Phillies. I'm hoping they'll be there, but no, I don't think the Phillies get there to the World Series. But I'm gonna be dragging on the coattails as long as they do. Black Darius from the channel. You guys have a great, great night. Thank you, Anthony, for joining me all. We had a great time, and any questions that you got, please pose them all to Anthony so he can. So we no any questions that you pose, set them down in the chat, and if I can, I'll certainly look at them and try to answer them. If I have questions about them, I'll send them to Anthony and see if he's see what's going on. Cardinals and Braves are not too bad picks either in the National League, guys. So you all have a great, great night. Thank you, sir.
All right, take care, all.
All right, okay, guys, have a great night. God bless, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.